I don't know about you, but I've learned that ideas have power. The ideas that take residence in our minds steer our thinking. Our thinking drives our actions, and our actions determine our results and ultimately our destiny. Ideas, both good and bad, have steered human history and will determine the results of your day. My hope is to curate and pass on some of the best ideas. Ideas that create positivity, that build momentum, and produce extraordinary results. Ideas that build better businesses. Hey guys, Dylan here with the first episode of a new series that I'm putting together as part of our growing More Than More podcast. Those of you that know me well know that I'm a pseudo-philosopher trapped in the body of a real estate broker. I really love ideas, and as you heard in the intro, I believe that ideas or philosophies are at the root of all human flourishing, and conversely, at the root of almost all of our misery. My goal for this bi-weekly space is to share with you some of the ideas that our team has embraced over the last 20 years that we believe are the ideas worth sharing and spreading. Ideas that help entrepreneurs make sense of the crazy, steer their thinking, and then ultimately their actions towards the inputs that we know drive better results. Now, some of you have heard me say that the world we live in today has created a new set of problems for those of us that are passionate about pursuing truth and purpose and unconventional results. You know, for most of human history, what's held us back was a lack of information. What we didn't know hindered us, and if we could just access more information, we could break through walls and make progress. But today, kind of in an ironic twist, it's actually too much information that's keeping most of us from the results that we desire. The world's drowning in information, and the winning formula has changed from acquiring information to filtering through the hubris to find what really matters. So with that in mind, my hope for this recording every couple of weeks is to try and curate and then pass on some of the best ideas that I've come across on the topics of business, entrepreneurship, leadership, and even life that I believe are the answers most of us are actually looking for. I'm confident that you're going to find them helpful because I know that I have. So this week, to kick us off, I just wanted to dust off an old idea. It's really a couple of ideas, both of them borrowed from Dan Sullivan at Strategic Coach, that have helped me anchor my thinking as an entrepreneur for the last 20 years. The first idea is what we call the 2 economies, and the second is the 2 success decisions that every entrepreneur needs to make in order to flourish as a business owner. So let's dive in, starting with the 2 economies. Now, if you were to ask most people how many economies there were in the world, they'd probably give you a pretty confused look. But from the eyes of an entrepreneur, our world actually operates in 2 very distinct, overlapping economies. The first of those is what we call the time and effort economy. And as the name suggests, in this time and effort economy, people exchange their time, around 40 hours a week normally, and their effort, along with the various skills and capabilities that they've developed, for a bi-weekly paycheck. I guess you can think of this as the normal world. This is where most people that we know live. It's where people have a regular job with salaries and wages and benefits packages. It's typical working life where you show up about 5 days a week and exchange your time and your effort for a paycheck every couple of weeks. And there's a lot of benefits to this more traditional system of work. First off, it's stable and it's reliable. You generally know what your job is and you know what you get paid for. It also produces regular, steady income. You know, the paychecks in a job show up around the same frequency as the bills do, which is really convenient. It also has relatively low risk. You know, if you show up and you put in good effort, for the most part, things work out. If you're diligent and grow, so will your position and ultimately your paycheck. And then finally, it has fixed hours. So when the day is done, you can generally go home to your civilian life and then do the things you like to do and that you can hopefully afford to do because of your job. So generally, in the time and effort economy, as long as you show up and put in the required amount of effort and work, you can expect that you're going to keep getting paid. You're going to get regular compensation and a steady opportunity to contribute your skills in exchange for a paycheck, which for many people, actually most people, is exactly what they're looking for in a job. There is, however, a cost or a trade-off to the time and effort economy. So in exchange for the stability, you have to give up some control of your inputs, meaning what you actually do with your day. Ultimately, your employer is deciding what you're going to do with your workday and where you need to be focusing your energies. And that can mean for some people that they feel trapped maybe in a bureaucracy or sometimes they experience a lack of fulfillment in their work. I get to hear people outside of our walls complain every week about their jobs and their frustrations, ranging from things like their employers making them return to normal office hours after 3 years of their work from home schedule, or maybe feeling like they have no voice inside of their workplace and are just wasting their talents. Not everyone in the world gets to love their job, and not all workplaces give people the sense of fulfillment that they desire. But overall, the time and effort economy fills a very important function in our world. It's where most people desire stability and consistency from their daily inputs, and then benefit from the opportunity to trade their talents and inputs for a reliable source of income from an employer. A good, steady, well-paid job for most people is the ideal outcome. So it's important to recognize that the time and effort economy is essential to human flourishing and to our world. But it's not for everyone, which brings us to the results economy. So certain crazy, entrepreneurially minded individuals find themselves either leaving the time and effort economy or simply skipping it altogether and entering into something that we call the results economy. Now, the results economy is a completely different world where people only get paid if they produce a result. Typical examples of this would be commission-based sales jobs or any type of business ownership. In a commissions world, you only get paid for sales that close. And as a business owner, you only make money if your business makes a profit. And that's regardless of your time and your effort. Again, as the name suggests, you only get paid for the result. Now, there's some obvious benefits to the results economy. In this world, entrepreneurially minded business people can be their own boss and climb the ladder of their choosing. They can build something for themselves, and in some cases, they get to realize the thrill of having no ceiling to their growth or opportunity. The results economy opens doors to a universe with fewer barriers, fewer constraints, fewer bureaucratic limitations, no boss, no fixed hours, and the freedom to do it your way. And an entrepreneur doing their own thing can hypothetically make as much as they want and work as much as they want or as little. Sounds pretty great, doesn't it? But this too comes at a cost. With no ceiling comes no floor. Consider, for example, that more than 70% of small businesses fail within the first decade, and more than 84% of real estate agents fail within the first 3 years. And in most cases, this wasn't due to a lack of effort. But in the results economy, you can put in countless hours and your best effort and still get paid nothing. The results economy simply doesn't care about how much time or effort you put in. You only get paid for the result. Okay, so we have these two economies, the time and effort economy and the results economy, and they're working side by side, overlapping. And one more thing to note is that between them is a chasm that separates the two worlds, and it's defined by one major thing, risk. And we call it the risk barrier, because the reality is that it's risky to cross over into the results economy. There's a lot of people that live in the time and effort economy that would love to be their own boss and set their own hours, but simply aren't willing to take on the financial burden or insecurity that comes with building their own business. There's simply more risk associated with the results economy. And really, that's part of why there's a higher potential ceiling. With more risk comes the potential for more reward. And to be clear, again, neither economy is better or worse than the other. They simply represent two fundamentally different worlds with different rules of play. So let's talk about real estate sales for a second. It goes without saying that real estate sales falls squarely within the results economy. We don't get paid by the hour. We get no salary. There's no 401k plan. We earn nothing to list homes, and we don't get paid to show homes. We only get paid when we actually sell the homes, and even then, only if they close. We can work with a buyer for months on end. We can show them dozens or even hundreds of properties. We can negotiate multiple offers. But if at the end of the day, for whatever reason, they end up buying a home with somebody else, we make nothing. Similarly, we can list and market a property for 12 months. But if the client relists the property with somebody else, almost certainly at a lower price, probably the one that you've been recommending to them for the last year, and then it sells, Despite all of our efforts and investment, we earn nothing. Now, there's a flip side to that coin. Sometimes, for example, we show one property to somebody and they immediately write $1 million offer and that gets accepted. We can earn nothing for a lot of effort and we can earn a huge commission for a little bit of effort. How much time it took to get to the finish line has no bearing on how much we make. We're paid for the result. That's all that matters. Now, there's a lot of reasons why this idea is so important for us to grasp and internalize. First off, it's crucial for anyone getting into the real estate world to fully understand the implications of the shift that they're making. Nothing will ensure the quick death of a new agent faster than the false presumption that the market cares about their hard work. You don't get paid to show homes or hold open houses. Transitioning into the results economy means abandoning all of the old habits and mindsets associated with the JOBS that we used to have in the time and effort economy, and then rapidly getting focused on producing results. Another big danger in real estate, especially in the first few years, is to measure success by our busyness. Sometimes realtors get super busy doing things. There's just a ton of stuff that can fill our day. And in the time and effort economy, busyness is a good thing and it fills our week as we wait for our next paycheck. But in the results economy, busyness can be a trap because we aren't paid to be busy. And part of success is learning to strip our day of stuff that fills the gaps and rather focus our attention on the activities that produce results. Busyness can be the enemy of results. And the third reason it's important to always remind ourselves that we live in the results economy is that we sometimes fall into the trap of forgetting which of the two economies we live in. And then we borrow principles from the time and effort economy that have no place in our world. For example, when we get frustrated that we showed a buyer 20 homes and they don't buy any of them, as if somehow this client wronged us, well, we might be forgetting what economy we live in. See, some sales take a while and others happen immediately. We get to see this mental glitch occur sometimes when let's say we put a pocket sale together for a seller. We magically pair two people together in a way that everyone gets what they want and we make everybody's lives better. And then the seller expects that maybe we should be paid less because it all happens so fast. See, that's a classification error because we don't get paid for our time. We get paid for the result. And if that result happens quickly with less pain for everyone involved, really a premium is what's appropriate far more than a discount. And the inverse of this is when agents maybe want to charge clients for the time that we've spent serving them when a sale ultimately falls apart. See, I think this is also a classification error. With the rules of the time and effort economy somehow creeping into our thinking, neither of those glitches of thinking belong in the results economy. Guys, the problem with allowing a time and effort economy mindset to creep into the results economy is that we don't get to have our cake and eat it. The truth is that we either get to choose one, stability, a regular paycheck, getting paid for our inputs, which comes with the ceiling of opportunity that accompanies the time and effort economy, or two, we can choose an unlimited ceiling, building our own thing, massive potential growth and opportunities, which comes with the embedded risk of sometimes serving people and making nothing. That's the choice. That's the trade-off. But we can't have it both ways. Winning in the results economy means cleansing ourselves of the assumptions and expectations that made sense in the time and effort economy, and instead fully embracing the rules of play that make for success in the results economy. No one wins in the results economy with a time and effort mindset. Which leads us to our second big idea for today, the 2 success decisions. Okay, so as the title suggests, there's 2 fundamental and crucial success decisions that need to be made for any entrepreneur to truly flourish in the results economy. Now, these are going to seem simple at first, but after 20 years of watching agents build businesses, believe me, these 2 decisions really are foundational to success for all entrepreneurs. Success decision number 1 is that you must learn to depend only on your own effort and abilities for your economic success. I'll say it again. You must learn to depend only on your own effort and abilities for your economic success. If you want to win in the results economy, you have to decide that your success is 100% up to you. That means deciding that you are going to go make it rain, that you are going to open doors, and that if you fail for any reason, that reason is you. This means not expecting your broker or the market or your friends and family to bring you success. No one else is responsible for your outcomes. Guys, far too many agents enter the real estate world expecting business to be handed to them rather than embracing the opportunity to outwork and outsmart their competition. If it is to be, it's up to me, must be your starting point. When you truly make the first success decision, it has an effect of closing an internal mental switch that opens doors that would allow us to blame others for our outcomes. And instead, it redirects that energy towards self-accountability and the work that needs to be done to produce results. The results economy demands self-reliance. The second thing that the results economy demands is a no entitlement mindset. And so success decision number 2 is that you must expect no opportunity unless you first create value. Again, expect no opportunity unless you first create value. The bottom line here is that the market, your past clients, and even your best friends and family owe you nothing. Just like you, they're free to choose to do business with whoever they believe offers them the best value. And best value can mean a lot of things. It could mean their product was better. It could mean it was cheaper. Or it could mean because it was more available when they were ready to transact. Value is all about perception, and we need to train our brains to feel zero entitlement to anyone else's business, starting with your own mom, unless we first proactively create value for them as our clients and as individuals. And that means obsessing about value creation and letting go of any sense that anybody owes you their business. Just step back for a second and consider how unbelievably audacious it is for real estate agents to presume when they get into the business that people in their SOI ought to buy or sell with them, rather than the dozens of other realtors that they probably already also know. You know, when an agent complains about a friend buying a home from somebody else, I really believe that they're in denial about how the marketplace actually works. Let's say that their friend chooses another agent. And if they do, it's for one simple reason. Their value was perceived to be lower than this other available alternative. And regardless of how much it hurts or how much we want to complain, nobody cares. Having a license doesn't entitle anyone to business from anybody else. You know, the same is true. Let's say maybe we show someone 20 homes and then they turn around and they buy a house with somebody else. That's not a them problem. That's a perceived value problem. You know, if you'd done your job brilliantly by building an amazing value proposition, effectively communicating that value proposition, and then delivering on it, this person probably wouldn't be going somewhere else. They don't owe us their business simply because we got them to sign a piece of paper. And buyers aren't liars. I hate that phrase. Buyers are 100% honest with their actions. They're loyal to value, and that's value as they perceive it. And you are entitled to none of that loyalty unless you earn it. In the results economy, clients will always move towards the greatest value, and that value is in the eye of the beholder. So your job is to find and create value for people around you. And if we don't win the business, it's on us to raise our own value proposition. The results economy has no room for entitlement. And as you guys have all heard me say, all opportunity lies on the other side of value creation. Okay, so let me summarize. Here's a couple of quick takeaways. The first idea: as agents, we live in the results economy. We don't get paid for our time or our effort, and we're glad for it because that's what affords us an unlimited ceiling of growth and opportunity. And then the second idea: to flourish in the results economy, we need to make two crucial decisions. The first, to depend only on our own effort and abilities for our economic success. And the second, to expect no opportunity unless we first create value. Two very simple ideas, but with profound implications for entrepreneurs and business owners. Guys, I'll leave you with a few quick questions for reflection. First, as an agent, have you fully embraced the results economy, both the good and the bad? Next, where in your business does the time and effort thinking sometimes creep in? And then finally, have you made the 2 success decisions? Are you committed to being the source of your own success? And have you embraced a no entitlement mindset? I really hope this idea helps you think correctly about your businesses as participants of the results economy. Like all ideas, it's not the idea itself that's valuable, but your ability to internalize and apply it. Because as you know, the biggest secret to success in life and business is knowing that there is no secret. Hard work, good decisions, patience, and resilience, all the stuff we already know and just need to execute on diligently. Onward and upward. You got this.